All right, guys, so you need to pull out your packet today and open to page 6A. We're going to go back over the ideas that we talked about with the SOHCAHTOA stuff. So at the top of my page here, I'm going to write S equals O over H for SOHCAH. Cosine equals adjacent over hypotenuse. And TOA is tangent equals opposite over adjacent. All right, if you need to pause this video as we're going through so that you can keep up, do that, but I'm just going to record it going at a reasonable speed here, so feel free to stop it at any time. All right, the first section looks like we are finding angles, okay? So to find angles, we're going to need to do the second function on the calculator. But first we're going to figure out which function we're using. So if I circle the angle here or put my little smiley face here, then the two that make the right angle are the legs. And this leg is all the way across over here. So this is the opposite leg. And the one across from the 90 is the hypotenuse. So since I have an O and an H, it says up at the top here, O and H means I need to use sine. So for sine of X, the angle, I would have 15 opposite over 24 hypotenuse. Now, to undo this and find the angle, that's when we use the second sign or the inverse sign on the calculator. So we are going to type second and then sine and then 15 divided by 24. Now we need to be in degree mode. So I'm going to open my calculator. It should say degree right up here at the top. But if yours doesn't, you go to mode here, arrow down twice, to the right once, and hit enter so the degree is highlighted. Then if I hit clear, for this problem, I was supposed to type second sine, so the second button and then the sine function, so that I get that little -1, which tells me I'm finding an angle. And then it's 15 divided by 24. And you can close the parenthesis or just hit enter. So we have 38.7 degrees. It says round to the nearest tenth, so I will leave it 38.7 this time. All right. Now, if we move on to the next one, we're going to circle the angle or put our little smiley face there. And the two that make the right angle are here and here, so those are the legs. This would be opposite, which there's nothing on. The one next to where we're standing here is adjacent. Remember, adjacent means next to. And the cross from the 90 is this guy, and that's the hypotenuse. So then we go up top and we see that A and H mean we need to do cosine. So we're going to say the cosine of the angle, well, the angle I don't know is X, equals, and then it's A over H, so it's 8 over 11. And again, because we're finding an angle on these, we have to do second cosine, 8 over 11, and then that will find X for us, which is the angle. So if I pull up the calculator again, it's second cosine, 8 divided by 11, close parenthesis, enter. We get 43.3. So the angle is 43.3 degrees. All right, so this page has a couple more of these where you're finding the angle. Number 3. We're way over here in this little corner looking for that angle. So the two legs that make the right angle have numbers on both of them. The one that's clear across the triangle from us would be opposite. The one standing nearest or touching this angle is the adjacent. We don't know anything about the hypotenuse, so we're not going to use that. So opposite and adjacent is tangent that we wrote at the top. So we're going to say the tangent of x degrees equals opposite over adjacent. And then again, because we're looking for the angle, we do that second on the calculator to get the angle in degrees. So second tangent, and I already forgot the numbers, 20 over 37. Enter, is 28.4 degrees at x. Now, if we move over to number 4, start here. Now this time the legs are these two, and we know nothing about this leg, which would be opposite, but we know the leg next to us is adjacent. And then this is a hypotenuse because it's across from the 90. And A and H goes with cosine. So we have the cosine of x equals A, which is 18, over x, which is, let me try that again. A over H. A is 18, and H is 23, and we're looking for the angle, so we're going to do inverse cosine of 18 over 23. Second cosine. Again, you only do this because we're looking for an angle. When you're looking for a side, you don't use second. And then it's 18 over 23, which is 38.5. Okay, so to find angles, you have to decide which function do you need. Is it sine, cosine, or tangent? And then you set it up, and then you type it in your calculator with the second button, and then the function, one of these guys, and then type in the fraction. Number divided by number, and you will get the angle in degrees. Okay. Now, if we move on to, are there more of these? Oh. All right. We did 3 and 4 already. You guys practice 5 and 6. Okay, try these on your own. And the sub will have the key, and you can check those two. Then I'm going to move down to the bottom where it says reviewing finding sides. All right, so for number 7, I have a 39-degree angle. We always start with the acute angle wherever it is, okay? 39 on this one, 46 on this one. Now, from here, the two legs that make the right angle are these two sides. So these are both legs. This one is all the way across the triangle, so it's opposite. From 39, this one is touching the 39, so it is adjacent. Then if you have sine, cosine, tangent, this is O and A, so we must need tangent. So we write the tangent of the angle equals, and it's OA, so it's O over A, so it's 11 over X. Now, some of you probably remember when the X is on the bottom, we have to divide. Okay, but if you can't remember, what we're doing is we're making this a proportion by putting it over 1, then we cross multiply. 11 times 1 is 11. And x times tangent of 39 would look like this. I don't usually write that step, because then to get rid of times, we're going to divide both sides by the tangent of 39, which will just leave x. So I'm going to type 11 first and then divided by the tangent of 39 on my calculator. 11 divided by the tangent of 39 is 13.6. And that is the length of that side. And that makes sense. Looks like it should be a little bit longer than 11. Okay. Moving over to number 8, again, we're going to start at this little 46-degree angle. The two legs are making the right angle. This time, one of them, the one right next to us, is unknown, but we don't know anything about this opposite one, because this side across from the 90 is the hypotenuse. Okay, so that was my little smiley face. I don't want to confuse you what that was. Okay. A and H goes with cosine, it says up here. So we set up the cosine of 46 degrees equals A is x over h, which is 28. Now this time the x is on the top. So when we go to cross multiply, we have 1 times x is just x, and then going this way, we get 28 times the cosine of 46. So that's all we have to do is type 28 times the cosine of 46. You can close the parenthesis if you want, but as long as it's at the end, it won't matter. This will round to 19.5. So we have that the missing side, x, is 19.5 units long. And that should make sense because the 28 is the hypotenuse, and that should be the longest side. So it should be less than 28, and we got an answer less than 28. Moving on to 9 and 10. Okay. Number 9, from this 51-degree angle in the corner, it's always one of the acute angles. This would be the leg all the way across or opposite. These are the two legs that make the right angle, so this one would be the adjacent leg. Now, A and O go with tangent, but it's O over A. So we're going to write the tangent of 51 degrees equals O over A would be 8 over X. Okay. Again, X is in the denominator, so we're going to end up dividing. 8 times 1 is 8. And then going this way, we have X times the tangent of 51, which means we have to divide by the tangent of 51, which a lot of times I just skip writing that and go straight to this. 8 divided by the tangent of 51. $6.5. Okay, it seems reasonable, right? This was an 8. This is a 6.5. Those are both legs. Seems like a reasonable number. All right, moving to number 10, we have an acute 24-degree angle here. The legs are here. I don't know anything about this one, but this one is all the way across the triangle, so this is opposite. This guy's across from the 90, so that's hypotenuse. Opposite and hypotenuse goes with so or sine, and it's O over H. So we have the sine of 24 equals opposite, which is X, over 31. Okay, guys, multiplying or dividing this time? Well, this time the 31 is across from the sine of 24 here, like they're multiplied because when we cross multiply, so going this way, we get 1x equals, and then 31 times the sine of 24. You can do the sine of 24 first. You just got to remember to close the parenthesis before you multiply by 31. So I can type 31 times the sine of, I already forgot, 24. Enter. Or it's okay to do the sine of 24, but you got to close the parenthesis and then times the 31. Sorry, you get the same answer. Okay, so 12.6 is that missing leg right there. And it is reasonable because it obviously, if the hypotenuse is 31, it should be smaller than that, and that is considerably smaller. All right, I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to have you guys work on a worksheet, and you can help each other, but you should be doing some basic trig stuff today. And behave, put your phones away, do the work. This will help you a lot when you get to geometry.